For question number 1, how long is the thermometer? If you look from the centimeters, if you mark it from where it is, you will see that it is 13 centimeters long. For number 2, 30 is the numerator, 57 the denominator. 30 goes on the top, numerator is always on top, denominator on the bottom. 29 is the numerator, 54 is the denominator. Number 3 is an easy sequence, 6, 7, 8, and 9, and 10. The fractional part, there are 3 parts that are shaded, and 10 make up the whole. For number 5, for money, it's 25 cents, 30, 35, 40, 45, and $1. So it's written as 1.45 or $1.45. For number 6, write the correct number in each blank. There are 1 100ths, 5 10s, and 2 1s. For number 7, how many lines of symmetry on the shape above? Lines of symmetry are difficult to see. So symmetry means which lines will have it equal on each side. For this one, I only see 1 line of symmetry, and that would go from there to there, with the top side looking the same as the bottom side. And of the angles listed above, how many are acute angles? Acute is less than 90 degrees. This angle is 90 degrees, so is this one, so is this one. This one is more than 90 degrees, and this one is more than 90 degrees. So there are 0 acute angles. Be careful in this problem, because it asks how many marbles does Eric have. It doesn't ask how many marbles altogether. So how many marbles does Eric have? Eric has 53 marbles. How many marbles does Layla have? How many more marbles does Layla have than Brian? Layla has 13 more marbles than Brian. Kevin weighs 57 kilograms and his father weighs 85 kilograms. How much less is Kevin's weight than his father's weight? This is a subtraction problem. You would take 85 minus 57. You would have to borrow because 5 is less than 7. So borrowing from the 8. 15 minus 7 is 8. 7 minus 5 is 2, so it would be 28 kilograms. Writing the answer in each blank, looking at this number 5,475, which digit's in the hundredths place? It would be 4. Which digit's in the ones place? It would be 5. What is the temperature that's listed? The temperature reads at 45 degrees and it's Celsius. Write the correct letter in the blank for number 12. The height of the triangle? The height would be from the highest point to the base. And it has to be at a 90-degree angle. That sign means it's a 90-degree angle, so the height of the triangle is C. How long does the train run? This is the start and the stop of the train. It is 7:40 at this time. And at this time it's 9:05. A few different ways to do this. I would say it's 20 minutes until 8 o'clock. I know I have 20 minutes until 8 o'clock. I have a whole hour until 9 o'clock. And then I have 5 more minutes to 9:05. So I would know that's an hour and 25 minutes. Kayla has 9 quarters, 10 dimes, 7 nickels in her pocket. If she pulls out 1 coin without looking, what type of coin is she most likely to pull out? Well, there's 10 dimes. They're the ones that are most likely, so she's most likely to pull out a dime. For number 15, write the answer in each blank of these numbers. Which one is the largest? Looking at the place values, you compare them. And the 6 is going to be the largest, so it's 1,605 is the largest. And the smallest, comparing the place values again, is 1,056. Number 16, use the graph to answer these questions. How many movies were released in January? So just looking at January and across, it would be 10. Number 17, Kylie has to solve problems on 3 math assignments. The assignments contain 41, 42, and 43 math problems. Kylie has already solved 35 math problems. How many more math problems does she need to solve? Few ways to do this one. One of the ways is to add up the total number of problems and then subtract the 35 problems. I'll do this first. $126 problems altogether. She's already solved 35 of them, so I would subtract 35. Again, I have to borrow. And she would have 91 problems yet to go. Another way to do that is to say that she might have done 35 problems on the first one, realizing that there's only 6 of those left. And then I would just add 42, 43, and then the 6 problems that you first had. Might be maybe some other ways to do that too. To find the perimeter of this shape, it's just a simple addition. You would take 5 plus 8, which is 13, plus 6 is 19, plus 6 is 25, plus 8 is 33, and plus 5 is 38. Number 19 is kind of a trick problem, because which shape is a pentagon? And when we think of a pentagon, we think of a 5-sided shape that has all of the same length of sides, but it's any 5-sided shape. So which one is the pentagon? It's a 5-sided shape, but they're not all the same sided. It's not a polygon. For number 20, write 5 hundredths, 6 tenths, 4 ones is a number. Pretty easy. 5 hundredths, 6 tenths, and 4 ones is a number. Number 21, what's the area of the shaded region? Again, a trick problem. If 1 square is 7 square units, and we have 2 of those, it's going to be 14 square units. For number 22, write 8,713 as a number. So 8,713 is a number. For 23, write the correct letter in the blank. What day of the week is the first day before the trip starts? Sunday. Number 24, I really don't like this problem. If you take a look, the shaded face is the one on the side. And there's 1 shaded face out of all 5 of the faces. So it's 1/5. That one's a little confusing because you would think that the faces should be the same size, but they're not. It's 1/5. Number 25, there are 26 birds in a cage. How many feet are there in the cage? I think this one's funny because it's a trick question. How many feet are in the cage? I'm thinking, how tall is the cage? How big is the cage? They just want to know how many feet there are. If there's 26 birds, then they each have 2 feet, so it's 52. For number 26, the height of a building is 156 feet. Round the height of the building to the nearest tens place. The tens place is this one. Then you look to the number to the right of that, and you realize that's higher than 5. So it's 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. So it goes up to the next one, so it's 160 feet. Angle B is larger or smaller than a right angle. So is angle B larger than or smaller than a right angle? This one? It is actually, it's a larger. For number 28, a math book contains 135 pages. Rounded to the nearest hundredths place, how many pages does the math book contain? I think this is a very poorly written question. A doesn't really make sense, but why would you say 135 pages is rounded to 100? It's close to 100 pages. It's a little over 100. That's what I guess they would be looking for. It would be 100 pages. And the last question. The cost of a single DVD is $490. Estimate to the nearest whole number the cost of 10 DVDs. One is $4.90. 10's pretty easy. You just move a decimal place over. It's $49. That's rounded to the nearest whole number, and that's the exact number too.